Hello, today I am doing the end of year book tag. This tag is called the end of the year tag, but people don't really do it in like December. They usually do it around September, October, or November. I'm choosing to do it now in October. And it's basically just questions reflecting on the year, but more so about your plans for the rest of the year. There are only 6 questions. I'm not sure who originally created this tag. I tried to find it out, but I couldn't. Sometimes that's a little hard to do. But if you know, let me know so that I can credit them in the description. Question 1. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Well, I'm currently only reading one book, so I'm going to finish that. But that shouldn't take very long. I should be done with it by the end of the month. And yeah, I don't have any other books I'm currently reading. I would like to try to not be in the middle of a book when the next year starts. I was in the middle of 2 books last year, so I didn't count them as 2024 or 2025 books, though I understand if someone else would. So I'm going to try to do that differently this year. Question 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? No, I don't think so. I don't think I have anything that fits a particular season or vibe or anything. I just have reading plans, but none of them really have anything to do with anything seasonal or anything to do with holidays. Question 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Well, a 2025 book that hasn't been released yet is the memoir Bottom of the Pyramid by Nia Su, which is going to be released in November. But I don't plan on buying that book. I think the library will probably have it, so I'll just borrow it sometime from then. And I'm not desperate to read it. I definitely want to read it. When I heard about it, I put it on my TBR. But I'm not planning on reading that book as soon as it comes out. But that is a 2025 book that hasn't been released yet that I do look forward to trying to read someday. There have also already been many 2026 book releases announced that I am excited for, and I will make a video about those near the end of the year, probably in December. And that'll be my first round of those videos because for 2025, I basically, starting at the end of last year and then throughout some of this year, I had 3 different parts of 2025 book releases I'm excited for. So for 2026, there will probably be multiple parts of that as well. But I don't have a specific schedule for when I do it. It's not like I do it in December, then March, and then July. It's just whenever, like new books get announced and I'm like, I could make another one of these videos. Question 4, and this one might be my favorite question of all these. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Well, Time Writer by Tom DeLonge and AJ Hartley was recently released, but I actually have not gotten it. Yes, surprisingly, I had not had it pre-ordered. I thought I would, but I didn't. Other things got to be prioritized. But I do hope to get it soon. I should be able to get it by the end of the year and read it. So I'm very excited for that book. And then there are a couple I own that I got somewhat recently. I hope to soon get to If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Earlier this year, I had read her novel, This Song Is Not For You. It was the first book of hers I had read, and I really loved it, and I declared it my new favorite book, so it is still currently my favorite book. I want to check out the other books she has written, so there is If He Had Been With Me, which is part of a duology. There's the second book, If Only I Had Told Her, and I got those 2 in a box set recently. And I know that these books are more popular than This Song Is Not For You. I think they were quite popular on Book Talk, so I look forward to reading more from her, not only because I really enjoyed another book of hers, but also because these are really popular, so I'm excited to see what the hype's about. I also really hope to soon get to John David Anderson's new middle grade novel, Dive. This book was released about 2 months ago, and I was hoping to get to it shortly after it was released. I did have it pre-ordered, so I've had it since it's been released, but I haven't read it yet because other books just keep becoming higher priority, but that's okay. So this is one of the higher priority books on my TBR. I hope to get to it soon. Question 5. This is an exciting question. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Well, it's always possible. You know, I just talked about Laura Nowlin's other books, and I'm thinking with the power that This Song Is Not For You had over me, it's possible that those, especially because they're more popular, could become one of my favorites. I don't know if any other books have much of a chance. Of course, any book does, but if any books come to mind, it's those. If I had to guess, I don't think they will overpower This Song Is Not For You, but I could always be wrong. They are longer, so they have more to them, so maybe there will be even more for me to enjoy. Or maybe I won't like them at all. We'll just have to see. But I do think it's possible. It's not like I'm saying, no, there will definitely not be a better book. But I think that if any book could do it, it would maybe be those books. Naturally, I'm answering that with a book by the same author. And lastly, have you already started making reading plans for next year? So I don't have like a specific list of what books I'm going to read and when. I was doing a Read Your Bookshelf challenge earlier this year, but I'm kind of stopping that. Like, I was going strong with it for the first, half of the year. And then sometimes I still read books from the prompts from it, but I'm just kind of, wanting to read what I want to read, so I'm not really doing that now. It's kind of faded out. I do have a reading queue list, which is basically just my TBR, the highest priority books, but that changes very often and I'm very flexible with it. Reading's supposed to be enjoyable, so I'm not going to just make myself read a certain book just because it's next on the list, especially if I don't feel like it, or a new book comes out and I want to get it, or I want to read a book from the library or whatever. So it's very much subject to change, and it does change. I do have a few ideas for books I want to read next year besides just books that I want to read already and new releases. I do have a specific idea for a book I want to read that I got earlier this year, and there's like a certain day of the year that's associated with it, so I think I'm going to try to read that at some point, and that video may get filmed way in advance, I don't know, so that I can upload it on that specific day. I do also want to read a lot of books during Autism Awareness Month next year in April, and I have a lot of books that could go for that, so I hope to do that, but I'll probably read other books during that month as well. So those are some of my ideas for next year, but other than that, I don't really know what the year will hold. I mean, there are the books at the top of my TBR, so those will likely get read, or at least some of them likely will be. But other than that, I don't really have a strict, specific plan or schedule for what I'm going to be reading next year. Alright, so that was the end of the year tag. Enjoyed doing this quick little tag, just talking about books and my plans. Thank you for all the support, and thank you for watching.